Hey, it's Sam, and I'm giving you the quick rundown on April 2022 in about 5, 6 minutes or so. As you can see, we have several very important shifts that are happening. Mercury is leading debilitation. It's currently in Pisces, so it'll be going into Aries on April 8th. April 13th, Jupiter moves into Pisces and the Sun moves into Aries, both on the same day. April 28th, Saturn moves into Aquarius. And then April 30th, we have a solar eclipse in Aries. So I'm going to be talking about those things. I want to also let you know to make sure to get the free Rahu in Aries and Ketu in Libra for you and all 12 signs web class. That's something that you can get for free. You can just go to nodalshift2022.com, or you can click the link below this video. There might even be something popping up over here for you to click. I also want to remind you to like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. Click subscribe and also leave a comment, ring the bell, all that stuff. Share it on other social media platforms as well. And, let others know that you enjoy this kind of stuff. So let's get into it. Well, first, as it says, April 8th, Mercury leaves Pisces, where we've been kind of trying to get our story straight. When Mercury's in Pisces, we can be quite emotional about all the details of our life. We can get kind of confused about what we're saying at times. We can even be quite emotional about our words. But he's going to be leaving that state of debilitation and going into Aries on April 8th. So when Mercury's in Aries, it's more sharp, incisive. Language can be more cutting. Words can be more cutting, but also more penetrating. You want to be careful about arguing and frustration and expressing frustration when Mercury is in Aries. Thinking too fast, not gathering as many details as you need, being a little impatient. Those are things that you want to watch starting April 8th as Mercury leaves Pisces and goes into Aries. As it says here, April 13th, a couple of very important shifts. Jupiter is moving out of Aquarius and into Pisces, where he's going to be for the next year. Now, this is a big shift and a meaningful one because Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces, so it shows a very mystical, metaphysical nature, and just a very creative one, even romantic and inspired, that is going to come about starting on April 13th and for about the next year. Now, again, this is very profound shift. Jupiter has been in difficult signs since 2020, so we can all feel better and benefit from this inspired Jupiter starting April 13th. Now, that will bring you in touch with things like spiritual practices, beliefs, a sense of hope and purpose and meaning, but also things just like creativity and romance and a sense of hope. So that's going to be really good. It'll feel very good. On the same day, the Sun moves into Aries, where he's exalted. That also is going to feel quite good because, again, the Sun is in its highest dignity when it's in Aries, because that's when we act upon our sense of purpose and our sense of inspiration and our sense of power and clarity and vision. That's what the Sun is. So when the Sun is in Aries, that part that is looking for clarity and vision is in a place of confidence and willpower. So again, starting April 13th, a whole new shift with Jupiter going into Pisces and the Sun going into Aries. So we'll have a renewed sense of inspiration and even sort of spiritual direction with Jupiter in Pisces. That'll be for the next year, but also we'll get a real shot of enthusiasm with the Sun going in Aries, where our inner power is now in the sign of Aries, which is the impulsive, willful, strong nature to act. April 28th, Saturn pokes his head in Aquarius. He'll be there for a couple months. So there'll be a shift out of Capricorn. He's still in a heavy sign because Aquarius is still ruled by Saturn, and it's a pretty heavy sign, but it's a little lighter, not as heavy as Capricorn. And it's actually going to be very good for more universal themes with a lot of the things that are happening in the world right now. Saturn going into Aquarius is going to universalize our sense of duty, purpose, and commitment, where we'll start to perhaps think of others a little bit more, not just our own self and our own little world, but others in our community or even on the globe, in other countries. And it brings a sense of service as well to those things. So Saturn will poke his head in Aquarius for a couple months, and we should feel that shift the end of April as he goes into Aquarius. A great time to show up and walk the talk, put your sense of obligation and social, purposes and higher purposes into action. So volunteerism, other kinds of social causes can be important. Finally, at the end, we have a solar eclipse in Aries, April 30th. Again, get that class on the nodes. This Rahu in Aries and Ketu in Libra for you and all 12 signs. Again, that's a free class that you can get. And I go into this eclipse in great detail. But what happens when we have the solar eclipse is that Sun, Moon, and Earth line up, and it's in Aries where, again, there's going to be a lot of hidden power and personal strength and power that emerges. But it's confusing. It's hard to know how to handle it. But again, on that free web class, I talk about it for your sign because it's going to be different whether if you're a Cancer person, it happens in your 10th house. If you're, Sagittarius, it happens in your 5th house. But we all can know that on April 30th, and as we get closer to it, a sense of will and impulse and even confusing battles and power struggles can prevail. So that's April in a nutshell, at least the big shifts, and there are big shifts in April. So again, as I said, please like, share, and subscribe this video. Ring the bell to get notified of new videos. Leave a comment and also like and share this on other platforms such as Facebook and Twitter. And I thank you very much, and I hope you have a great April 2022.